Pokemon games have been around for over 20 years, but 16 years into the franchise, Nintendo felt the need to spice things up with gimmicks. In 2013 came the first such gimmick called Mega Evolution. Many of us remember the excitement of Mega evolving your Pokemon and having a cool new form that was rare and unique in the game. A year later, they came back in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the remakes of Gen 3, and everyone was hyped once again. But then, in Pokemon Sun and Moon, Z-moves were introduced. And they sucked. Not only did they scrap Mega Evolutions until the post-game, but they introduced another battle mechanic gimmick that was worse than the one previously introduced, at least in my opinion. With the introduction of Z-moves came the ability to make any Pokemon you use attack with a more powerful move. And that's about it. It may be a cool concept to some, but to me it's an annoying gimmick that makes it seem like Nintendo had to implement something different to make each region going forward unique. But in my opinion, it makes each generation of Pokemon feel more gimmicky and less like Pokemon. The reason Mega Evolutions were cool was because they were the first of the gimmicks introduced, and they were pretty unknown in the storyline of the games as well. You had to progress through the game, learning about Mega Stones and such to finally later get the unique and rare ability to Mega Evolve a set of Pokemon. Z-moves can be done by any Pokemon, but only in the Alola region. Sure, they look cool, but they're limited in the wrong way in my opinion. If they were somehow introduced as an add-on feature to the future of Pokemon games, and only given to a set of unique Pokemon, then I wouldn't mind as much. Same goes for Dynamaxx. I didn't know how to feel about it initially, and maybe it's just nostalgia and old age talking, but after some thought, Dynamaxxing felt unnecessary to me too. The fact that any Pokemon could do it and that it's only available in the Galar region, unless Nintendo for some reason brings it back in Scarlet and Violet, is frustrating. And same goes for terrestrialization. Initially I thought it looked pretty cool, but after some pondering, I realized that it would most likely be just another gimmick that won't last. Alongside Z-moves and Dynamaxxing, terrestrialization seems to be happening with any Pokemon, since even the starters can do it in the trailer, and their forms aren't even that unique, with each type getting the same symbol on top of the Pokemon's head. I assume that it'll be similar to Dynamaxxing and Gigantamaxxing, where there will be an additional form that makes terrestrialization more unique, like Gigantamaxxing was in Sword and Shield. But even then, why make the concept of the new gimmick available to every Pokemon of the region? It just seems a little weird to me. I will admit though that the battle mechanics seem intriguing, being able to change your Pokemon's typing. But the concept of more and more battle mechanic gimmicks is kind of disheartening. Either stick to what you introduce or make it unique enough for us to care. Otherwise, terrestrialization will just be another Z-move gimmick that no one talks about until the next new game. The last thing that frustrates me about game mechanic gimmicks is that it makes it feel like each Pokemon game is in a different world. What was cool about Generation 2 was that it focused on events after Gen 1 and was a sort of expansion instead of a completely new experience. I mean, I'll be honest, I loved Gen 3 and I loved the idea of introducing new Pokemon and new areas. Even Alola was interesting to me since they focused on how island challenges were unique in the world of Pokemon, yet still made it reasonable to exist in the same world. But with so many different types of battle mechanic gimmicks out there, it just feels like if future games don't have it, then something is wrong. It all just seems very bizarre to me. But you know what doesn't seem bizarre to me? You clicking on this next video to find out what the 1000th Pokemon will be.